no Detto nesia sasha Nesierega medeko Tirumi Okaito sirena karamu Joia moge koyo Anyua goa getomi Okaito sire Okaito aranderie Okaito sire Okaito aranderie Kwanyane kwendana Inye mwale ile dumu Nyomba yagi kuyo euke Mora tonga nyoni joru Ogodonero semyoro angai Omenye Kaivito da komaga Joia moge koyo Enyua gona getomi Okaito shire Okaito aranderie Okaito shire Okaito aranderie Kwanyane kwendana Nera Pawa Wanyoike ne canjoe Detto si serio modegna L'aditario vale igoro Metugo Okaito shire na karamu Joia moge koyo Enyua gona getomi Okaito shire Okaito aranderie Okaito shire Okaito aranderie Kwanyane kwendana Nyomba ito nendarega Tuwima tukionaga Jiano asito neiko uka Tondo wame twirendu via Muneko Okaito shire na karamu Joia moge koyo Enyua gona getomi Okaito shire Okaito aranderie Okaito shire Okaito aranderie Kwanyane kwendana Inye mwale ile dumu Nyomba yagi kuyo euke Mora tonga nyoni joru Ogodonero semyoro angai Omenye Kaivito da komaga Joia moge koyo Enyua gona getomi Okaito shire Okaito aranderie Okaito shire Okaito aranderie Okaito shire Okaito aranderie Okaito shire Okaito aranderie Kwanyane kwendana
From sunrise to all day and night. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
When I go black, your flower, no, I'll let you bloom. To the waters of my fantasy, let your soul feel this harmony. Push it closer, call it to zoom. Let me ignite every part of you. Spend be what you're thinking.
Cause it tastes like sugar and spice and everything nice. Close your eyes, I'll make you realize you're winning in life, yeah. You're winning in life. You taste like sugar and spice and everything nice. Close your eyes, I'll make you realize you're winning in life, yeah. You're winning in life.
Call me a number one, baby, you can call me a Superman. Chochote utataka nitakupa man. You're my girl.
Call me your number one, baby, you can call me a supergirl. Chochote unataka nitakupa, nitakupa. You're my man. I wanna climb to the top of the mountain, let you cruise on this endless sea. Open up the windows to your soul. I want you to see what you do to me. Watch my spirit melt into your arms. Freeze this time so we'll never be apart, baby. I know you're comfortable under my skin, so don't let go. Pull me close, let the energy flow from my head to my toes. Like this split, let's get lit. Wake back up, then we do it again, baby.
Call me a number one, baby, you can call me a Superman. Chochote utataka nitakupa man. You're my girl.
Call me your number one, baby, you can call me a supergirl. Chochote unataka nitakupa, nitakupa. You're my man.
Somebody call for my girl, call for my cure, call for my lover. Cause when the sun lights at west side, you're always gonna be my number one.
Somebody call for my man, call for me cure, call for my lover. Cause when the sunlight is at west side, you're always gonna be my number one. Tell me how you want it, daddy. Tell me how you want it, papi. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy.
Tell me how you want it, mommy. Tell me how you want it, mommy. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy.
Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
I wish heaven would find me as I cower within a strained life, living and losing and loving, being lonely as time. As I look all around me, all these memories I have designed, I can't find what I'm yearning. Can't find one to call mine. I wish heaven would find me as I battle to keep on breathing. How do I hold my head up high when you won't look me in the eye? Through a rope or a battle, oh, let me knock on his door and ask why. Let me beg God to take me in, if just for a moment I can long to be broken or be as lonely as time.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike, and I don't know where you're tuning in from. Do let me know. Hit me up on the comments. Hit me up on our social media handles. We are Power Radio across all socials. Talk about X. We are also on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and as well you can find us on our YouTube channel. That is Power Radio. That is PAWA Radio. Right. Just to give you a little bit of what to be expecting on today's conversation. First things first, I start off with the day's traffic updates. Let you know which routes work and which ones do not work as you head into work. And then I will do a little bit of daily news headlines. You know, a lot has been happening in the country. I mean, I don't know that it's something that we cannot not say because the current climate that we are living in, there's just so much happening all at once, and we have to talk about it. And then later on, we shall be having a discussion about, did the June 25th protest really rebirth? Was it a sort of rebirth of a nation? Still unpacking the aftermath of the June 25th protest as well. So I told you guys, or if you might not know, this entire week we shall be looking at the aftermath of the June 25th protest. And why is it important? Is so that we can sustain the conversation, because it absolutely matters for us to keep talking and having this discourse, because it is dialogue is one way to ensure that we are actively participating as citizens. And so this entire week on the Power Morning Drive, we shall be talking a lot about the aftermath of the June 25th protest as well. So do keep it here as we discuss that as well. So let me start off with what is happening across major streets in this Nairobi. And I start off with, of course, the high and mighty Thika Road. Kama kawaida is usually looking very busy. Traffic starts all the way from Survey today as you head into town. Same situation also happening along Muranga Road, also is into the Globe roundabout. Same situation also happening along Kiambu Road. The madness today starts just a little bit after the DCI area into Parklands, not Parklands, Pangani, I beg your pardon. I can also see that Limuru Road is looking very busy as well. The usual village market as you go towards the Karura Forest Gate A. Same situation also happening along Lower Kabete Road. Zen Garden is where the drama begins all the way towards Mwanzi Road as you go into the Spring Valley area. Let's see what's happening across Wanyoike Way. Wanyoike Way is looking not so shabby this morning. It's just a little bit of a traffic situation as you go from ABC Place into a spillover into the Westlands area, but it soon clears out after that. Ojiji Road is looking quite busy this morning, but it's busy, but it's definitely moving, so nothing much to complain about on that front. Let's see what's happening on the other side of the neck of the woods. We start off with Naivasha Road. Naivasha Road is clear, pretty clear. Nothing much to complain about as well. The same situation also happening along where is this? The Southern Bypass, nothing much to complain about. Junction Mall on Gong Road is this traffic as you go into Junction Mall, and then as you go towards the Prestige Plaza Mall, just a little bit of a snarl up there. We should also be looking at, let me see, where is this? Langata Road is mayhem. Oh my God. Traffic starts all the way from Galleria Mall down towards the T Mall, around about as you go into Raila Odinga Road. That's the situation happening along Langata Road. So I don't know that there is much that you can do to avoid that, but if you can, please do. All right. There's a spillover also from Raila Odinga Road all the way as you go towards Ngumo as well. Traffic stops just after Kenyatta Market area. Same situation also happening along the Mombasa Road, but it's not as heavy. There's just a little bit of a snarl up as you go from Capital Center into the Nairobi West Hospital. Jogoo Road, absolute nightmare. I can see that Outer Ring Road is also an absolute nightmare. Manyanja Road, not very much to complain about. You guys are looking A-okay on that front this morning. Let me see, where is this now? As you go towards Cabanas, that whole towards Southfield Mall, from your way from Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, it's also quite busy, as I can see on my traffic update this morning. But I think that's it, actually. Yes, in case you are in an area that I haven't mentioned that you might want us to know about, kindly let us know. The hashtag to use is hashtag Power Morning Drive. Let me take a quick breather. When we come back, we get into what has been making the headlines across the nation. Keep it Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Sikujua penzi ni crazy, lakini nang'ang'ana yote mimi nikupe mama. Sikujua penzi ni deadly, kila mara kukosana nilinisi tutapatana. And if you love me somebody, you already know. And if you love me somebody, pour out your soul. Subira nami. Oh, subira nami. Yeah, usichoke nami. Sikujua penzi ni lovely. Yeah. Now sometimes, only sometimes, or maybe never, when I come your way. So ikikuja, remember, love is patient and love is kind. Love is knowing how to make him smile. His deepest fear, our darkest secret, ukimwangalia. Still you love everything she do. The feeling when she kisses you, akikutachi na kupeleka juu. Other times when you can't stand each other, wake up pride na ego down. Jua kukaa still and reckon. Subira huvuta heri. Oh, subira nami. Yeah, usichoke nami.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
I know you're afraid to love again. To haiku warahisi to open your heart to somebody. When it comes to love, we are young. Don't know how you make it easy. Na umenipenda lichaya kuona kuwana misi rahisi. Oh, Olivia, umeiga lako jina, urembo na hekima. What would I do without you? I never doubt your loyalty. Mold me with your honesty. Honestly, I can't put a price on. Prize on you. All of my time used to be spent on everything else. Yeah, I made a lot, lakini as you know, it was never enough. Kama si ushauri wako, I would have already given up. Yeah, cause I had my forecast all wrong. You made me believe in what I knew, but it got for so long. Olivia, umeiga kujina, urembo na hekima. What would I do without you? Na tabia, I never doubt your loyalty. Mold me with your honesty. Honestly, I can't put a price on.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
I've seen too much. He's never given up for giving up's sake. Still believe in destiny, but don't trust fate. The straw man to break the camel's back didn't now wait. The devil's in his ear, like listen MC just break. Hakuna mtu anangoja updates up.
Wakiuliza, how are you doing? Wasema very well. Do they pay you nowadays to kick it? Very well, in a box of beats. How's that going? Well, very well. Can we kick it? Yes, we can, and very well. Wakiuliza, how are you doing? Wasema very well. Do they pay you nowadays to kick it? Very well, in a box of beats. How's that going? Well, very well. Can we kick it? Yes, we can, and very well.
Come the man of steel, cause it's still at it kama Clark Kent bila kryptonite. Kubigi tuna hypnotize at it card rate, pileta beats sort of tofauti ni see headphones ni beats a box off. So welcome to right now, this gift in your presence is our present. The essence of forever is right now. Keep your mind clear, go very well right now as we speak. Leonie memory right now as we speak to. Leonie memory right now as we speak to. So
Walk you Lisa, how are you doing? Was Emma very well? Do they pay you nowadays to kick it? Very well, a box of beats. How's that going? Well, very well. Can we kick it? Yes, we can, and very well. Walk you Lisa, how are you doing? Was Emma very well? Do they pay you nowadays to kick it? Very well, a box of beats. How's that going? Well, very well. Can we kick it? Yes, we can, and very well. Can we kick it? Yes, we can, and very well. Can we? Yes, we can. Very well. Can we? Yes, we can, and very well. Can we? Biggity box. We can, and very well. Can we do this thing? Very well. Can we do this thing? Very well. Can we beatbox and steps? Very well. Can we kick it? Very well. Walk you Lisa, how are you doing? Was Emma very well? Do they pay you nowadays to kick it? Very well, in a box of beats. How's that going? Well, very well. Can we kick it? Yes, we can, and very well. Walk you Lisa, how are you doing? Was Emma very well? Do they pay you nowadays to kick it? Very well, in a box of beats. How's that going? Well, very well. Can we kick it? Yes, we can, and very well.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
TI officers
Power
were the last
Radio.
people to be in that residence, conducted a search, and this person disappeared. And as contradictory as the inventories are, we need an explanation from the DCI where the second petitioner is. In that regard, I direct the Director of Criminal Investigations do attend court on person on 3rd of July, that's Thursday, at 11 a.m. and explain the whereabouts of the second petitioner or produce him in court.
He is suing the second petitioner so that he can answer.
We are not interested in any other thing
Yes.
other than the human being.
I am also interested, Your Lordship.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
So when can we get this human being? So let's stop doing drama and stick to what the Constitution speaks to.
In a firm
All right. That was the court proceeding yesterday following the abduction of blogger and IT expert Diangui Kinyagia. Yesterday, as you've heard, Justice Chacha Mwita very frustrated with the ongoing, it's ongoing. I say ongoing because it has been ongoing, especially heightened since the June 25th, the protest of last year. And up to now, we only have reported cases of over 80 abductions and enforced disappearances. And so that's why I'm saying that it's an ongoing probe of enforced disappearances of anyone that seems to be critical of the government. And, that is a story that we shall be looking a little bit later on in depth here this morning. But yes, it's one of the stories on the cover page of the Daily Nation. Dead or alive, that is what the caption of the story on the cover page rather of the Daily Nation, saying that where is blogger Diangui? Judge tells DCI to end drama and produce missing man. And you have heard as he was explaining, that's Justice Chacha Mwita explaining and demanding for Diangui to be produced, either whether he's dead or whether he's alive, to the DCI boss Kanja. We also have a story here on Esther Passaris saying that there is a new law to sort of let me just read it as it is. Ruto's draconian bill on protest stung by a wave of youth-led anti-government protests. President William Ruto's administration has lined up a new bill that seeks to demarcate areas for holding demos while stipulating fines and jail terms for anyone found in non-designated locations such as Parliament, police stations, courts, and other protected areas. And one of the proponents of this is Esther Passaris. She says that this law is not meant to criminalize protest. It's not meant to silence anyone, but to bring order and protect people. It's a measure to ensure protests are not hijacked by goons. Order is an infringement of democracy, which we shall get into. It's a story that continues there on page 4 and page 5 of the Daily Nation. We also have a story here on the education. The title is "No, Thank You." Over 42,000 students shun varsity placement, and there's also an ongoing 2020. So according to this caption is that 7,642 2024 KCSE candidates who attained C+ and above but chose TVET courses over university education, again because of the continuing issues within the education system that is highlighted on page 7 of the Daily Nation. Let's see. We have a story here on Uhuru reclaims Jubilee. Kalonzo revamps Wiper ahead of 2027 elections. A story that continues on page 12 of the Daily Nation. Let's see what is highlighted on the cover page of the Standard newspaper this morning. And it's the first story is blood money. It's become routine, almost a ritual. The state pulls the trigger, then shows up with flowers and a fat check. No justice, no accountability, just blood on the pavement and a press release to clean it up. You are being gunned down in broad daylight. The government's response: waived hospital bills, token donations, revealing lack of respect for human life. Boniface Mwangi Karaoke was shot at point blank range in the head during a protest against police brutality. He died 12 days later in the ICU, and now that's definitely a story that we shall be looking at, and quite it's very frustrating to think about the sort of bleak state of the nation that we are currently in right there. And I can also see that on the cover page there is a press statement from the Cabinet Secretary from Ministry of Health, Honorable Aden Duale, talking about the waiver of medical bills for the protest victims, which, we'd rather be preventative than curative. That's just not something that we should be doing as a nation right now. And then also on that note, on page 4 of the Daily Nation, there is a story, not as Daily Nation, the Standard, I beg your pardon, on, opposition leader Kalonzo Musyoka and Eugene Wamalwa, who were at the family of the Boniface Karaoke to go and condole the family for this, for his very outrightly violating killing. That's an extrajudicial killing there. And so, yes, this is definitely a conversation that we should get into. So to start off, let's just focus on the story first of Diangui. And as you've heard, the state, or rather the Justice Chacha Mwita yesterday during a court, there was a lot of I think he said that he does not want drama. You had him saying there earlier on the clip that we played there. And most Kenyans, even I could see from the conversations happening online from those court proceedings, is that there is a sense of Kenyans not believing that indeed the justice systems that are in place have anything to kind of that the actually accountability is going to be arrived at. The other thing that also we could take away from that situation yesterday is that there was a man very frustrated there at the court. I don't know whether my producer has the audio. We can listen in and just come and discuss it a little bit later on what he was able to say during the live proceedings.
Enough with the lies. You must stop the abductions. You must stop extrajudicial killings. We will not come here to listen to your stories. You have abducted someone. His family is crying, and you are here telling us stories. Enough is enough. Extrajudicial killings and disappearances must end now. We must stop this madness. We must stop these evil things you are doing to us. It is not right to abduct someone and not present them to court. And you are here telling us stories about...
Right.
Let me speak. I will sit down.
Yeah, that's a man, it's not yet identified by name, but clearly you can see that from his tone. It's that the feeling by most Kenyans, if not all, is that this needs to stop. This needs to end. You can even tell from the frustration there. He literally disrupted an ongoing court hearing of this blogger and political commentator, and he was able to say that we must stop. The extrajudicial killings must end. Stop killing us. It's not right. It's absolutely unconstitutional. And we are living in times where there's just a lot of bleakness around the utter shunning and disrespect for human rights and the utter disrespect for the constitutional rights that we have been accorded by our constitution. And so from Chacha Mwita's submission yesterday during the court proceeding at the Milimani courts yesterday, he said that he has given the police boss one day to provide the human being. That's the exact words that he used on Thursday. And then he gave them an ultimatum that whether they produce him dead or alive, they have to absolutely ensure that that human being is produced. And, there's many things to look at here. Number one, censorship, right? Because this is definitely a case of it's another case of censorship, and it even becomes worse when government censorship becomes internalized within individuals that leads them towards self-censorship, and so you are seeing that a lot of people that have been for a long time free to express themselves and had something to say and chime into whatever discussions are going on, the first resort becomes that, oh my God, I might end up, abducted. I might end up killed because I just don't know the kind of regime that we are living, under right now in these current times. And even yesterday, I was hosting a Twitter space and we were actually discussing the centering people power. And one of the panelists there, shout out to Felicity Mudis, she's a poet. And I asked her the question of self-censorship, and she said that she really does grapple a lot with it because, in this country, it seems as if there is freedom of expression, but there's no freedom after you have expressed yourself. And so anything that seems to be against the government and even the narrative of anything that seems to be against the government, first on just the basis of against the government alone, it's a narrative that we need to really dissect and read between the lines, because it's for the first in the first place, it's the government that is against the people. And how the government is against the people is by continuously violating against their human rights. A government is against its people by continuously, we've seen uncountable times, not delivering on the services that they're supposed to deliver, not delivering on the freedoms, not delivering on the upholding of the constitution, as we have seen many times, living in a country where extrajudicial killings are the order of the day. Then when somebody has something to say about that, and it is the mandate of everybody, because again, we the people do wield the power. It is up to us to hold the leaders accountable. It's up to us to hold the systems that be, the powers that be accountable. And one way to do that is by educating the masses, which Ndiangui was just doing that. Right. So when a government feels that they are being criticized for something that they feel should not be they should not be critical of, then it really is telling of exactly the situation that we find ourselves in. And you wouldn't have the need to abduct somebody if they were not speaking or alluding to the truth, right? It's only somebody who is insecure about the truth results to such things, and really it's a fear-based thing, right? It's a fear-based response. Governments across the world, where especially in struggling democracies, it's not something that is unheard of. We've had countless times that abductions are the order of the day in some nations. People don't even have the freedom to even have just conversation in public squares anymore because of fear that they might be abducted. So it's absolutely unconstitutional. Pressure groups are mounting pressure on the state. It's good to see that Justice Chacha Mwita really standing firm, being very assertive on that he's no longer interested in drama. He also went on to say that the lawyer of the side of the police, saying that he's not interested in hearing what you have to say about your client, this, your client, the other. It was nice. It was nice to see that, at least there's a restoration of some hope there with our justice systems, which has not been the case for a very long time. Now, whether or not I believe that this might stop the extrajudicial killings or abductions in the country, or justice being served to the families that have been affected, or even the victims of, I think, state capture in one way or the other, no, I do not think that we are going to see the end of this. It's not, at least not under this regime. That's certain. That's for sure. But it sends a good message across the nation that at least there's something happening. But I also want to talk about what happens after a court proceeding. What happens after the court proceeding, and of course, later on, we saw the family lawyer of Ndiangui saying that they're yet to see if at all the police boss is going to actually listen to Justice Chacha Mwita's call to come and submit or produce the blogger on Thursday. And so it would be an interesting unfolding of stories and events that happens after that. So it's a lot of things to be said about this. It's the blatant disapproval from the state to keep dismissing people that have critical that are critical of them for not just doing their job. It's constitutional disposability as well, because why do we have a constitution that is making 15 years now, and there's nothing to show for it, especially when it comes to protecting the rights of citizens. There's nothing to show for it. It's like the constitution was just created to protect those that are in power and to continue fostering their powers and shielding them from really accountability and from whatever might look as if it's coming for whatever state of accountability. That is definitely something that we should definitely be having more and more conversations about as we continue. So It's quite unfortunate. So let's see. I mean, it's this Thursday. By Thursday, we should have known if at all Kanja is going to produce Diangui, and then if that does not happen, then what happens? And if you want to understand the in depth of the state of the abductions, what the law says about abductions, James Wanyoike on Sharia Dive really did a good job. I think was this week or last week, I can't remember when, of breaking down this. So please head out to our YouTube channel on Pawa Radio and just look at that conversation to kind of better understand why it's such a crass reality and bleak reality for whatever it means for democracy that we are grappling with as a nation as we speak. Let me take a quick breather. We come back and we continue with our, I think the last story there of Boniface Karaoke Mwangi, who unfortunately passed on. This is days after the protest, the memorial of June 25th protest. He was just out in the streets making a living for himself, and then he died. So let's take a break. We come back and we discuss this in depth.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
To wanna educate you instead of me being caught up, tripping out the same things. I got options. Hope you didn't think that you were the only. Hope you didn't come again for the old me. I've learned some things ain't meant to last. Yeah, I can double back. You want me to fold, you wanna control the situation. I ain't having that. Can't make up your mind, and I ain't the type to settle for apologies. So believe me when I tell you that it's history. No one waiting in misery. It's just a matter of chemistry. Yeah, it's just a matter of chemistry. Yeah, Z. Yeah. Don't wanna wait for the fall. Don't wanna start being distant. So I know better than you do me. I don't feel the same, and there ain't nothing you do that can change my mind. Will never be the same. So I can't go back. Want me to fall, you wanna control that situation. I ain't having that. Can't make up your mind, and I ain't the type to settle for apologies. So believe me when I tell you that it's history. No more waiting in misery. It's just a matter of chemistry.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
Kawaida si mnajua hii ni genge. Jua kale unaniroga, tunawaroga. Twende kazi.
Mmekuona kutoka kitambo, daily niko ngazini na kula moto ni mwili yako. Nilikuwa nashindwa tuongeaje na wewe, lakini hilo jo sina ujanja sababu nakutaka wewe. Unaitwaje? Ni jina poa. Mimi ni jua kali na ngoma zangu ni poa. Kali freko dushanisikia kwa radio. Nishona manzi wengi sana au sio, lakini ndio kwanza jo kupeleka damu yangu mbio. Wewe ni kitu shinda manzi wengi wa Nairobi. Lips wazimu mopwe mechongo na kapeo no mavi nisikiza woki. Na unasikia baridi hata nikipita kwangu vai. Usiogope kuna joto sana ivai. Leto bag yako nisije kubeba. Utapita hapa sigani ngependa kukuona tena. Sasa tembe pamoja tukiongea. Usiogopa ile jamaa anatuangalia mimi nishazoea. Nikivuta vidole zangu hivyo na kipotea. Na kuroga unaniroga. Tufanye nini? Turogane. Na kuroga unaniroga. mtu kuambia una dimples poa, kuna mtu kuambia wacha basi mtu wa kwanza kuambia hivyo. Ukipita njiani hizo vitu zako zitafanya tuenge vunje shingo. Ukichekevu najua kitu wiko, naweza shika nywele zako kidogo. Jo, sema tu kweli zongo umevaa na kutoa poa. Sasa kuchekesha sana mpaka nze kukohoa. Ona vile mwili yako umejichonga, kichwa na kuuma, acha niko utapona. Unaniambia ticha lako litia zi yuko sawa, mimi sioni kata kuacha. Uamini usiamini vile niko hivi, sikuwa na mazi for 3 years hivi. Sina ujona bro jamaa na kudanganya, sichamona mara nyingi mtaani akihana. Labda na mtu mwingine si mimi, mnataka tu kuroga kwani kwa nini? Tushafika hapa ndio kwenu, pia mimi nishi pale si mbali. Kwele nyumba je kuna fence na kuroga, unaniroga. Tufanye nini? Turogane. Na kuroga, unaniroga. Tufanye nini? Turogane. Ni 4 months na si bado ni mabest. Kuna machela tek tuna pamoja itabidi mapiga mateki. Madhako neni monana noma sana. Mbu yako nimeona jana mara ya kwanza. Vila naangalia jona josenja pamba, lakini siwezi niteme tumina kweni mazima pombe twende bar ulewe, kweni mazima club twende ngoma ucheze, kweni mazima juo twende kwa popo upewe. Ni tamu kukunywa mengi sana ustete, na unasema uko so umeshiba na relax kwa bench unaongea na mna kushika. Hatuwezi enda home say kuna rationing. Seni saa 6 najua mafala wamezima stima. Temingi nikonoe mpaka mabeso na zusha. Skizo kana metupoteza unaonekana metutupa. Ajisi pokona neza kuwa mgonjwa. Nimekunokio design mpaka anashikwa na ugonjwa. Alanda hakuroga kwenda unaniroga. Ebu ngoja leo mengara kwa tunaenda hapi. Ile movie likuwa nimesahau. Inaanza saa ngapi? Inaanza saa ngapi? Na kuroga, unaniroga. Tufanye nini? Turogane. Na kuroga, unaniroga. Tufanye nini? Turogane. Na kuroga, unaniroga. Tufanye nini? Turogane. Na kuroga, unaniroga. Tufanye nini? Turogane.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Wanyoike.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
The streets, as we saw, is because of the punitive finance bill that was being gazetted into law, and the Kenyans were not having it, especially young Kenyans were not having it. The Gen Zs were also not having it. So from that moment, of course, a lot has happened, but let's just go back to that moment. Did we see the rebirth of a nation? Is it that Kenya is never going to be the same from that moment going forward? And then we can talk about some of the subsequent happenings that have occurred that are related to that June 2024 protests that happened.
Yeah, I can say there is a rebirth. And that is why we are having a lot of killings and a lot of murder, a lot of pain, a lot of hurting, traumatizing. Just the way when a mother is in the room giving birth, there is a lot of pain. And that is where we are as a nation. Because for quite some time, we have seen politicians dominating decision making. This time you realize that when they wanted to make that decision and force that decision through our throats as Kenyans, it's when now the Gen Z and other Kenyans came out and said, no, we don't want that. Our voice must also be heard. That is where now we had this finance bill protest in June 25th, 2024, of which I think it is a good step that we have taken as Kenyans, because we have realized that we have members of parliament, legislature, senators, and even the executive who just want to have their way, regardless of how Kenyans are feeling and how Kenyans want. When we elected them to represent us, not to represent them. They have to pass bills that resonates with we Kenyans who are paying tax, because we are the people who understands better where the shoe pinches us. So we told them, no, we want this way, we want that way. Their work is to implement what we want, not what fits them. That is why they're there. And I can say, as Kenya, we are headed in the right direction.
It's not without a heavy heart that we have definitely seen the aftermath of the June 2024 protest, of course, has come with extrajudicial killings. We're talking about abductions, the latest case being of a blogger and IT expert Diangui, who even up to now, yesterday, Justice Chacha Mwita was in the court proceedings and asking the police boss to produce him, whether dead or alive. I mean, when you look at the state of the nation that we are currently in, what precedence does it send? What kind of message does it send, not only to the international community, but as a people right now? What kind of precedence does it send, really?
What I can say, President William Ruto is a student of Moi. And what he's trying to do, he's just using the same script that Moi used, forgetting that during Moi, there was no social media. People could not come out and join hands and talk about issues that affects them. So he's getting it wrong, because you cannot use 1960 scripture to rule in 21st century. That is why you realize that now he cannot manage the nation, because he's using old methods to manage and rule the nation. And today, people are learned compared to 1960, whereby you find that only 20% elites, people who are learned. Today, 98% of Kenyans have gone to school. They understand their rights. They understand what they want. They know where they are going. That is why you find that now it is becoming so difficult. And you realize that the only retaliation now that the government is using is to silence people who are coming out to speak on the things that they want. And the only way they can be silenced is through killing, murdering, abduction, just the way we are seeing people being abducted. 2 days ago, there is this human activist who was abducted in Limuru with 7 Subarus at night at 10 p.m. So you realize that anytime you come out to speak the truth, the only thing is to be silenced, because now he's fearing. Because the moment he will be out of power in whichever way, because I heard the other day he was asking how will he come out of power. What I'm sure of is he will come out of power in whichever way, through demonstration, through the ballot, but he will come out. He is a worried man together with his people because he has already made wrong footage. He's already led in a wrong way, whereby when we will have a genuine leader, Ruto and his people, they will be busy in corridors of justice answering these things that they are doing today. That is why you find that now the only way, he's a very bitter man, I can say that. And you see anybody who is bitter, they can do anything. They can kill, they can murder, they can do anything. And there is where we are as a nation. Right. So you find that these abductions and killing is just a defensive mechanism, of which now it is coming out, it is running out of his hands.
And you've talked about something that a lot of Kenyans are also finding very problematic. The blatant just neglecting of the law, of the rule of law. And let's talk a little bit about what President Ruto said also after that he's asking, you guys have said Ruto must go, what should I do, where should I go, how should I go, do I go back to farming? And could you speak to us a little bit about the tone deaf nature of the utterances from the political class in response to the Kenyans holding them accountable, in response to the ongoing problem? When Kenyans speak out, the utterance from the political class, the utterance from, for example, the Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has been on countless accounts on record stating that, that's not what he meant, because it came off as they are not even remorseful at the sort of mayhem that they have caused to begin with in this nation.
Yeah, what I can say, these guys have been making blunder after blunder. To the extent that now they don't know which way to come out of the mistakes and blunders that they have made. So if you hear President asking people, how do you want me to go? I think he sounds as if he's helpless. According to me, he sounds a bit confused. This is a man who has been cornered, who doesn't know which way out. And you find that if you corner a man, they don't know which way out. Automatically, they become confused. To the head, as a head of state, I think now he needs to sit down, recollect himself, his advisors to sit him down, and for once just to listen to his advisors, if at all they're there. Because we know Ruto has more than 20 advisors who are paid by taxpayers, and he doesn't listen to them. That is according to the report that we are getting from his advisors. That is why now you cannot run a country as a lone ranger. A nation is bigger than an individual. So finding that Mr. Ruto want to run a country as a lone ranger, automatically he will be confused. Whereby when he stands before the public talking about how he asking Kenyans, how do you want me to go? That one is a bit confused. That is a confusion itself. Whereby now, the more he talks, the more he addresses the public, the more we are losing trust in him. And the more we are questioning his mental capability of running this nation. Yes.
Great. Let's talk about police brutality. I mean, from your experience, you were at the protest last week during the June 25th memorial protest, and you've said that there were some bleak images that you were able to see. I'm sure you can give us an account of some of the things that you were able to see. And I know a big part of it is police brutality, and even the continuous denial from the police and the DCI, and also the police service. They continue denying that they had anything to do with this interruptions of protest. So take us to the moment that you were in last week on Wednesday during the memorial, and some of them very unconstitutional constitutional outrightly outright violations against human rights, against the constitutionalism as well, experiences that you were able to go through as a protester last week?
Yeah, one thing what I can say, the government is using the police to scare and instill fears in Kenyans. Because the moment this government will start to follow the rule of law and allow Kenyans their rights for demonstration and picketing, today we'll be talking William Ruto to be out of power, because the numbers of young Kenyans who wanted to come out and march to State House was so huge. But now the government, with their information, they knew this. They decided to use live bullets and police to silence Kenyans and instill fear. I am sure more than 90% of Kenyans are willing and ready to come out to the streets. But following that, the government is ready to shoot and kill. Some of them just decide to stay in the house because of the fear that the government has instilled. On 25th June this year, I saw live bullets, I saw dead bodies. And I can say I was in Mombasa Road, along Lolongo. It was bad. I managed to move from Lolongo just to Pipeline along Outer Ring Road. There I found 2 dead bodies and others that had already been picked by the police. Personally, I saw 2 dead bodies, shot dead, live bullet, young Kenyans who are trying to demonstrate, who are trying to speak out. Instead of the government listening to Kenyans, they have decided to shoot them. I was surprised to hear that today, the CS of internal security coming out to ask the police to shoot and kill. There's nowhere in constitution that mandates the CS to order the police to shoot any Kenyan. I don't know which crime warranties shoot to kill. We have seen people in government stealing money, siphoning public cash, public resources, but we have never had them being shot to be killed. And that is a serious crime. Why do they want to be taken through the court process, and yet when Kenyans come out to speak the truth, they want to be killed? This is a scared man.
Yeah.
And I can say that this is a confused regime, because in 21st century, what is the work of the court? The work of the court is to make judgments, to ensure that each and every person, those who commit crime, those who make mistakes, are taken through the court process. Let the judge decide on the way forward, not the CS. CS is there paid by the same people that he wants to kill. The other day, a few months ago, the CS, I don't want to mention his name, was arrested in United Arabs with $200 million cash money going to buy a property. They think that they don't know these things. They see that one as it is just okay to steal public funds, but it is not okay for a Kenyan to say, this is how we want. They are there courtesy of Kenyans, not for themselves. That is why Kenyans pay tax to pay them. So they should ensure that the lives of Kenyans and properties of Kenyans is followed. If there is anyone who commits crime, let them undergo judicial process, not shoot to kill.
Right. Yeah, and you do very well, vehemently and articulately speaking to impunity, and as if that is not enough, now we want even to institutionalize and legalize impunity. Just yesterday, MPs were coming up with laws to ensure that we have a draconian bill on protest. And let me just take you through some of the absurdities of these laws, and then we can come and discuss, even as we continue having a conversation about this, that there's a law to demarcate demarcate some areas. And we saw the women rep of Nairobi, Esther Passaris, and I quote that this law is not meant to criminalize protests. It's not meant to silence anyone, but to bring order and protect people. It's a measure to ensure protests are not hijacked. And so the administration really wants to talk about some demarcations of designated locations that people should not be able to proceed with their protests, including parliament, police stations, courts, and other protected areas. And of course, you saw the barbed wires situation last week on Wednesday, sort of surrounding this, like for example, Parliament, and I know that State House, you couldn't access the State House yesterday during the last week's protest. And some of the numbers here, let me just break it down. That 100,000 shillings for anyone that is should be fined if anyone is found guilty of participating in picketing within these non-designated areas. You could also serve a 3 months jail term if found guilty, and 100 meters radius from the demarcated regions where you should not be found picketing. I mean, there's nothing much to it. This is impunity. It's legalized impunity. It's institutionalized impunity. What do you make of this? It's sad.
What I can say, Esther Passaris and the likes are full of themselves. Parliament, police stations, these are public institutions. Let me ask you a question. How much did Esther Passaris contribute from her pocket to build the parliament and these places that he's saying that people should not go there? If she built with her own money, let her bring that bill. But if it was constructed, built, and being maintained by the public, then the public are free to go there and see what their money is doing. You cannot take a public institution and privatize. Parliament is not for Esther Passaris, it's not a private entity. Any woman, as long as you are a Kenyan, you are allowed to go there. Even today, Anne, if you want to go to the parliament, you should be allowed to go there and even follow life proceedings there. So Esther Passaris is just a woman who will be remembered for her foolishness. That is the lack of a better word. She has done nothing. The moment she will leave that office, nobody will remember her. There's nothing that she has contributed in this nation apart of just twerking. So Esther Passaris is just disgusting. She's just a woman who has contributed nothing. She doesn't know why she was elected. And I think today the people of Nairobi will be wise enough not to elect such people who contribute nothing to our nation. Yes, Parliament, State House, police stations, these are public entities maintained by public money. Today we see the president asking billions of shillings to renovate the State House, which means he is using public fund. Anywhere public fund is used, as long as you are a taxpayer, you are allowed to go there. So this issue of saying that we are demarcating, we are doing this, let her even know that she will not be there forever. Some people will come. And I can say that today, legislatures have lost their touch, have lost their credibility to represent us. You cannot represent people at the same time you are telling them they should not come closer to you. Which people are you representing if you don't want them to come closer?
Yeah.
They should come. And we Kenyans, we shall go there.
We shall occupy.
We shall occupy those places. Yes, they do things in the correct way, how we want them to be done, not how they want them to do.
Right. So the news just in 12 days after the protest, Boniface Karaoke is no longer with us. He's dead, and it's quite unfortunate that the first response from the government, and we saw the CS of Health, Aiden Duale, churning out a press statement and saying that there is going to be a waiver from the medical bills of the casualties and even those that suffered injuries during a protest. I mean, first of all, you completely dispose and dismiss the human rights. You dismiss it because you order shoot to kill, you go and ravage people from inhibit people from exercising their democratic rights. Then after that, after they are caught by a bullet, and not a rubber bullet, by stray bullets, live bullets, you come now and you want to act as a good Samaritan and waive their bills. We are dealing with a sickening government here. What do you make of this entire situation?
These are people who got into government and they are full of their materialistic. They think that everything starts and ends with the material, money, property. That is why they have lost their consciousness against humanity. They think that they can kill, and then by saying that now we have waived, they will entice Kenyans. But Kenyans, we have Kenyans who believe in humanity. Then material things comes later. That is why when they steal, they loot, they want to make more money, they don't care people who are suffering. And that this one is mirrored directly to what he has said. We Kenyans, we are not after material things. Saying that we have waived, that is nothing. Will not bring back Boniface, the only son of his father. Yes, instead of the government protecting the lives of Kenyans, they are out to show how much they can give to the deceased. Just what happened to Ojwang's father, whereby you pick Ojwang from his father's hand, coming to kill him, then telling us you have given him 2 million, which means these people, they are full of themselves. They don't care about lives. They care about material things. That is the worst thing you can do as a human being. Let lives come first. That is why we are saying this regime must go. We want a regime that will put the lives of Kenyans first. Even if you are talking about waiving the hospital bill, you are telling us about SHA is working. That is, if SHA is working, let SHA foot that bill. Don't come to us with some PR that you have waived the bill. Secondly, Boniface died in the hands of the police. What comes first? It is to charge the police who killed Boniface. Leave alone the hospital bill. Even Kenyans, if today we decide that we want to pay that hospital bill, just a pay bill, within 10 minutes, we will pay it. But that's not what we want. Kenyans, we want every Kenyan to be safe in the hands of the police, in the hands of the government. So hearing Aden Duale saying that now we have waived, that is just nonsense. And I say that is just nonsense. We cannot tolerate that as Kenyans.
Yeah, we can't be pacified by that. You know, you cannot pacify people by buying your way out of injustices. And even as you talk about our very bad culture of policing, I think about our accountability systems and structures. I mean, IPOA, for one, what are they doing? I think we need a thorough cleanup. Like Fagia Yote is the hashtag that is well befitting for the structures in this nation. What is IPOA doing?
What I can say and what I can tell you, Anne, when the head of the fish is rotten, the body is automatically rotten. You cannot have an executive that is against the rule of law and expect those people who are appointed through the executive orders to give justice to Kenyans. If the executive cannot deliver justice, don't expect any other body to give justice to Kenyans. So talking about IPOA, talking about EACC, talking about DCI, talking about police force, all of this, they get orders from the executive. And if the executive itself is not following the rule of law, then what do you expect from these people? These people, they are just scapegoats. These people, they are just there to fool Kenyans, but there is nothing that is working there. Like, for example, myself, I have a problem with the head of IPOA, Isaac Hassan. Himself, we don't trust him right away when he was IBC chairperson. So how comes Kenyans can trust him today? He's the same person. So being led by Isaac Hassan. There's nothing they are doing. They're just receiving money, earning salaries, because they keep on lying, covering up crimes against the police, and defending impunity.
Right.
So IPOA, EACC, DCI, all these bodies have failed Kenyans.
Right.
And I am sure if we shall have the head of executive who will ensure that every Kenyan is safe, all these bodies will be streamlined. But today, we don't expect anything good to come from these bodies.
Right. And you know, you do speak about the idea of the capture of the executive and holding absolute power by the member, by the president here, where we are seeing like there a couple of weeks ago there was the conversation about this. The seal being no longer within the AG's office. So we are continuously seeing a blatant capturing of the executive and other arms of government by the president and by the executive. So I mean, how do we even get ourselves out of this mess? I know for sure Ruto must go is one way, but even beyond Ruto must go, because history does tend to repeat itself. Today it might be Ruto, tomorrow it might be somebody else who is trying to wield absolute power, yet constitutionally the power belongs to the people. That the sovereignty of the people is literally the first article of the Kenyan constitution. I mean, how do we troubleshoot and ensure that this does not ever happen again?
One, I can say a greedy man is a greedy man. Once greedy, forever greedy. Do we have a president who just wants everything for himself? And that is what we have as a president. And this is something that I will say without fear or contradiction. We have a very greedy man who wants everything for himself. He is one man, I can say that he's a man who has blundered before, and he has no option but only to blunder. As long as anything favors him and his people, he doesn't care. So having this seal, national seal for himself, is just a way to ensure that he micromanages everything in the government. Nobody has any say. Even today, the CS, heads of departments, parastatals, PSS, everybody, including even elected members, they only bow down to him. The moment you say anything against him, you will not be there. Just like Rigathi Gachagua. If I bring in the story of Rigathi Gachagua, he was removed because Rigathi Gachagua is another man. I'm not saying that he's good. Rigathi Gachagua, in fact, is part of the problems that we are having today in this nation. It's only that these were two men who wanted everything for themselves. And now that's why they colluded. So having that, we have the president who is micromanaging everything because he wants all his games to be played under his court, within his court. That is why you find that now nobody has a say in this government apart from him. That is why we are heading into much more problem day in, day out, because we have a president who doesn't care about the welfare of Kenyans. If you see any project initiated by the president today, that project must be beneficiary to him or his people. But there's no project that the president is initiating that he doesn't benefit from. Yes.
Wow. So this is definitely a retrogression of democracy. Even the East African community was able to say that the state of Kenya is sort of beyond their I guess regulation and stuff. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
For me, I'm a very hopeful man. And I always say that there is a better Kenya ahead of us. The only thing that we need to do as Kenyans, not to keep quiet, not to be silenced, because already we know that there is a plan to suppress to surpass, to ensure that Kenyans live in fear. That's why you find that the moment you speak, they come for you. The moment you say that you have done it wrong, they come for you. This is just a way to ensure that even those Kenyans who are coming out to have some civic education, to enlighten Kenyans, they don't get that chance to speak out. Like myself, the way I'm speaking now, I don't know, but what I will say, I will speak out.
Yeah.
I will rather die standing rather than living on my knees. That is one thing that we Kenyans we have decided to do. Many of us, a few who will fear, we shall fight for you. But what I can say is that there is a better Kenyan ahead of us. What we need to do as Kenyans, let us ensure we encourage each and everyone to come out to speak, and we shall defeat this man through the ballot because we are law-abiding citizens. Today, I hear that when you come out to speak the truth, you become a criminal, but the truth is that those people who don't want to hear the truth are the criminals. So Kenyans, let us come out. Then when elections will come in 2027, ensure you have your identity card, have your passport ready, have your voter's card ready, vote against this government. That is the only way we are going to save this nation. And let us not recycle these leaders. We are seeing today leaders who never offered anything good, they are now perpetrating to be leaders of Gen Z. They're just circumflaging, which we know them. We know the kind of things they did when they had power. Today, now they are pretending to be saviors. They are not saviors. These are people who are just being recycled, but we know them. The time has come to ensure that we clean up the government, so that I will be so happy to see some men and women sitting down and seeing how Kenya is being run. Today we have people like Musalia Mudavadi, Wetangula, Martha Karua, Aden Duale. These are people who have been there. Kalonzo Musyoka, they have been there in government for many years, and yet they never offered the solution that we want today. How comes now they want to offer the same solution? I will say what Kibaki said. Sasa wewe umeanza kuwa mwerevu lini? And these are the same people who brought these problems. And these are the people that, let me tell you, Anne, with some clarity, when we shall take the government in 2027, don't be surprised to find these people who are purporting to be leaders of Gen Z to be in courts and jails, because we are going to follow each and every coin they got that does not belong to them. It doesn't care who you were that time, whether you are vice president, whether you are a prime minister, whether you are a CS. All these things we are going to ensure they come back. And the only man who will, or woman, who will ensure that all these are being followed to the latter, it is a man or a woman with clean hands. You cannot tell me that today, if you elect Kalonzo Musyoka, will follow up on the corruption that were done since 1963, because we have a plan to ensure that any coin that was stolen since 1963, we are going to follow it back and bring it to the public so that it may help the public. So they have no solution. Let them rename, rebrand their parties, change the names, change the color, change whatever they can change. But let them know that Kenyans have already understood the kind of game they are playing. Today they are regrouping. When in 2027, it is the government who will fund their campaign. We know these plans, so that tusipopata nyinyi mupate, na mukipata tuungane tuingie ndani ya serikali. We know these games. We know these games. That is why we want a man or a woman who has never been in that position, who has never stolen any single coin from Kenyans, so that akisema sasa tuanze kufuatilia, a man who will not blackmailed. Yes. Kuna stories za Anglolism, Golden Bag, NYS, Fertilizers Saga,
Aror.
These. We have people in parliament today who are telling us that parliament Kenya should not go there na waliuza embassy. Wataki kutuambia waliuza embassy. We know, we have these stories. All these things should come back. Likes of Mudavadi and Wetangula, today they are enjoying and supporting the regime that is suppressing Kenyans because they know the moment a genuine man or woman will occupy that state, hawa watu wote wataenda kwa jela, because we know the kind of corruption they have committed. And that is why they are supporting these people. It's not that they are supporting them for the sake of their people. They are supporting them for the sake of themselves, because they want their fellow corrupt men and women so that they continue singing the same songs. Yes.
What does justice look like? I mean, just from what we have witnessed, there's been extrajudicial killings. Boniface Mwangi is one of them. There has been Albert Ojwang. Women were raped. Women protesters were literally sexually assaulted. We saw that there were bodies from a supermarket here in Nairobi being exhumed from just that very bleak protest that we saw. What does justice look like, if at all there's even any mention of justice? Because how do you even repair a nation beyond this? How do we repair a nation? How do we bring about healing? And I don't know that there is healing without justice. And so what does justice really look like, even as we wrap up our conversation this morning?
I can say today, we cannot talk about justice. As long as Kenya Kwanza government is still reigning, you cannot put Kenya Kwanza government in the same sentence with justice, because they thrive into injustice. They thrive in impunity. They thrive in oppression. So the only way we shall get justice is to ensure that this government is sent home, so that we have clean men and women who will come and then follow up in these impunities that they are committing today. Like, I'm very happy there is Kenyans have petitioned to ICC. That's a story that is coming up. They have cited all these things that have happened since
But
June.
we place our hope in international bodies, really. I mean, if the 2007 post-election violence is anything to go by, and now we have a president seated who was part of the ICC case.
Yeah, this one I know. It might sound that there's no hope because they came out victoriously, and there is hope that they are likely to come up victoriously in case they get to ICC. But what I can say, we as Kenyans, we have the mandate, we have the authority, and we have the responsibility to ensure that justice is delivered to each and every person. And that one can only be done if this government is out of power, of which I am sure this government will not reign forever. And what I can say that some men and women will be followed even if they're 90, 80 years in their retirement. We are going to have a government which will follow them. So as they are committing this injustice today, and they are covered, they are under the umbrella, they are immune. Today, they are happy because I know after committing this injustice, they come, they lie to Kenyans, oh, we are doing that, they are doing this, we are doing this, and yet they know deep inside they are not delivering any justice. Let them know that they are just creating a problem that they will be facing when they are 90, 80 years old. And we have Kenyans who will not have mercy on them. They will deal with them mercilessly, because what they are doing today, they are dealing with the Kenyans mercilessly. So they are just planting what they will harvest in the future. And it's just in 2 years, these guys will be out of office.
We hope so.
So anything they do today, they just let them do, knowing that they are sowing what they will plant. Today, I cannot say that we are going to get any justice, because right away from judiciary all the way to investigative departments, they are just singing to the tune of the executive and the oppressor. Because when CS Murkomen said that shoot to kill, He cited and he said clearly that haya sio maneno yangu. Haya ni maneno ambayo yametoka kule juu. Kule juu ni wapi? Kule juu is the presidency, which means shoot to kill is an order that has come from the executive, from presidency. So today, Kenyans, I just want to ask Kenyans, hold on. And let us be alert, let us be vigilant. I know 2027, it will be a do or die campaign. Pesa watamwaga because they want to maintain, because they fear the moment they come out, they will be in trouble. So wakileta pesa Mkenya, kula. Lakini kura sio kwao. We want to change. I want to see these men and women in corridors of justice, because we shall have a government, and this government will ensure that there is a cleanup in judiciary, in executive, in police force, in EACC, in IPOA, and every department. We are going to have a serious clean up, so that wakati tutaanza kufuatilia hizi kesi, kila mmoja atapata justice yake. Uliua nani? Madhara ndio haya. Uliua fulani? Madhara ndio haya. Uliiba mali fulani? Wewe lipia hii. So that is what I can say. Today, as a Kenyan, I cannot say that we can talk about justice. There's no justice anywhere, because we cannot kill somebody who has come to demonstrate because of the same murder. You cannot kill Boniface because he has come to sell masks for people who are demonstrating against Ojwang. That is the same as the government is just showing us the middle finger. And that is the worst thing you can do to this generation. You cannot show this generation middle finger and get away with it. Yes, as per now, I know you have all the forces, you have all the tools of power, you can do whatever you want, but you will not have it forever.
Yes. So, right, I can see that we have come to the end of our show today. Your closing remarks, your parting shot, a message. I mean, you sound very hopeful, which I'm not so sure that is the sentiment of many Kenyans, at least the ones that I have spoken to. Yeah, where do you get your hope, and what would be your call to action for Kenyans to continue with the fight, to continue being vigilant, because this country is ours. Kenya ni home.
Yes, Kenya ni home. And we need to protect this nation for ourselves and for the generation to come. And we shall be judged. History will judge us. What did we do? The way we are judging our great-grandparents, our grandparents, our parents, because they allowed these things to move on. Today, some of us, we are struggling because we are trying to end something that our parents allowed to move on, of which we shall not allow our children and the great children to pass through the same. So my parting shot is that Kenya, there is hope. Today, I've interacted with many Kenyans, and most of them just think that this government will come back. And anytime you ask them, will you vote for this government? The answer is no. Let us believe and trust that nobody will steal the votes. Because today, the Gen Zs, I have trust in them. These people are learned. You see, most of the time, they think that people who come out to the street are idlers. These people are learned. We have ICT gurus, ICT experts. Just if I just mention, the other day I saw Baba Ojwang crying that pesa zake ziliibiwa. That is the ICT. Kama waliweza kutoa zile pesa ambazo walichanga, then the same wisdom we are going to use to ensure that our votes are protected. So I want to tell President William Ruto, your time is up. And if you think that you'll be in that power through backdoor, then just forget about it. Because each and every polling station, we are going to have a Gen Z who will man, not Gen Z 1 or 2, and you will not know them. These are people who will be there and will not know them, so that we get exact count of votes. So stealing votes 2027 is just a dream. That is why I'm very hopeful that Kenyans, we are going to win, and we are going to get back our country so that every Kenyan will live as a Kenyan and will be a happy Kenyan. That is what I think, and that is what will be done.
Mr. Pamphil Omondi, thank you so much for rendering your voice and for the work that you do, even as an education activist. I know there's been a new education. We are moving to CBE. I think this is definitely a conversation that I would love to have with you. Will you come? I know you'll come for us to talk about this. Absolutely. But thank you so much. I think this is a good place to leave it. But of course, it's not a conversation that can end within an hour's discussion. So we do hope that we can continue engaging and enlightening Kenyans on what exactly they should be up to. So thank you so much for your time. Salimia watu wa Kakamega. Salimia watu wa Kakamega sana sana. Right. That has been our time with Mr. Pamphil Omondi. He's an education activist and also a governance expert there. And you've heard from him. There's so much that we have to do as the people of Kenya to ensure that we take back our country and get it back on course, because definitely it's not on course as we speak. I have been your host, Wanyoike. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Power Morning Drive Show. I will see you on Friday, and I will be joined by one and only Ebi Kemunto. We shall be having a discussion. We shall be having a discussion on the sexual assault, gender violence that we experience, or rather that we saw during last week's protest, which is on the June 25th protest memorial. So do join me then on Friday from 8 a.m. as we discuss gendered violence, what does justice look like, and understand even the provisions of the law that govern this entire discussion. So see you then. For now, it's a goodbye from me, and I will catch you on Friday, same time, same place. God bless. Bye-bye.
From sunrise to sunset, your all day and night, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
I pray.
New season, things are looking up, yeah.
Bless me, oh Lord, I pray.
Eye on the prize, I keep on looking up, yeah.
I pray.
I don't deserve it.
Bless me, oh Lord, I pray.
I didn't earn it.
I pray.
Favor isn't fair.
Bless me, oh
Yeah,
Lord.
creating something I could vibe to it. Earphones on the border, I could ride to it. Though at first I didn't think I had time for it. New music in the new year said that I'd do it. When there's a challenge, you see why it could accept defeat. Flexing creativity muscles on Chumbani beats. Nimzuka in a trauma like the summer heat. I'm bringing that heat, but still trying to play it cool. Kabaridi ya July. Kutoka time ya sinandai. God amekuwa mtrue hadi sasa nimewai. Family road trip, Malkia amefry. Little man in the back booster seat and a smile. Si alikuja juzi eti sasa anataka bike. Mambo di school fees, punde atapata wife. Misi baki rat race ya kufuata likes. Not wasting my opportunity to do it right, watch me. This is what true joy feels like, watch me. More than a feeling and it's real nice, watch me. Not just material, it's real life. My life's a billboard, made to shine real bright, yeah. I celebrate that real life. Friends, family, I'm thankful that we real tight, yeah. I celebrate that real life. Counting blessings and I think I'm doing real nice. Yeah, we know that life has got its ups and downs. Standing on the mountaintop or lying underground. But most of living is done in the spaces in between. I train myself to see the beauty in the simple things. So I'm glad to be here. Nikikumbuka yale yote tumepitia. 2020 was tricky, please no repeat here. Can we jump over it cause you know it's a leap year. Control alt delete, yeah. Not exactly how I want it, but I got it like I need it. Taking hits on every side, beaten down but not defeated. Manueli, yeah, you know me, ni lazima tafaulu. Even through the hard times, got a lot ya kushukuru. Watch me. This is what true joy feels like, watch me. More than a feeling and it's real nice, watch me. Not just material, it's real life. My life's a billboard, made to shine real bright, yeah.
Priestess tryna be a pop star. Chasing fame, but I didn't get far. Looking for worth in all the applause. Just a rebel lost without a cause. Now living in the overflow. Jesus loves me, this I know. Got me through my lowest low. Watered me so I can grow. Looking at all that you've done for me. I was blind, but now I see. Looking at all that you've done for me. I was bound, you set me free. All of your love is not hard to see. Now that I'm in your family, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Now watch me.
This is what true joy feels like, watch me. One of the feeling and it's real nice, watch me. Not just material, it's real life. My life's a billboard, made to shine real bright.